It's the 10th year anniversary of the Bryn Celli Ddu Public Archaeology Project, which is a cross-disciplinary outdoor arts and heritage project offering an opportunity to respond to Bryn Celli Ddu on Ynys Môn in northwest Wales through archaeological excavation, folklore and performance, and exploring the site's histories, archaeology and ritual using a contemporary lens. So the project is a partnership, and without our partners, the success of the project wouldn't have been as it is. And partners this year included Cadw, Think Creatively, Manchester Metropolitan University, and then the main funders were the Arts Council of Wales and Cadw. But along with that, we also work with a range of local partners and organisations, galleries and museums, including Gallery Caernarfon, Oriel Môn, Geo Môn, Anglesey Druid Order, and the Llanfechell History Society. And one of the main benefits was that archaeologists could become artists, and artists could become archaeologists, sharing skills and ways of working across different disciplines. Cadw has built trust with the Anglesey Druid Order, who are modern custodians of the site, and by building this trust, respectfully linking with communities who already have relationships with the monument, and then listening and responding to the needs and expectations of these people. We've built a really strong, respectful community who are now personally invested.
We recruit on heart, kindness, potential. I think when folks come to see us, that they feel part of it themselves, because there's people like them there doing the stuff, inspired clearly by the heritage, but it's linked to a broader thing about being a human being. That sense of being a human being and being proud to be a human being. Quite often we're not in a position to be proud of everything that's going on in the world, but if you can create space and place where you feel proud to be a human being, that's no bad thing, I don't think. The love and the kindness that people are sharing with each other just washes back over you and makes you realise, or reconnect you to what you're striving to achieve. Looking uncertainty in the eye and knowing that you're creating a space and a place where you can talk about things in a trusting environment, learn together. We learn more every day. That, you know, one of our lines is the abundance of passion, knowledge and expertise is always on the outside of the organisation. I'm not going to sit there and say we change people's lives and all that stuff. People change their own lives. They just need a space and a place and to be trusted.
Well, our project is called Diving into the Digital Archives of the Earl of Abergavenny. And it was a project designed to develop the digital skills among volunteers in the heritage sector. And Portland Museum used the shipwreck artefacts from the Earl of Abergavenny to train volunteers in digital recording techniques and to provide a sort of public access to these artefacts. Part of the ethos has always been with the Portland Museum is actually to make it freely available. And so all the material that we've ever produced is actually put out on the web for free. We had formal partnerships with the Nautical Archaeology Society and a firm called MSDS Marine, who provided the training and helped develop a digital manual. The scheduling of the Earl of Abergavenny, due to the efforts of the volunteers, but it's always been about the volunteers, and no museum can survive without having an active and interested volunteers. And the opportunity also to tell the story of the Earl of Abergavenny, very complicated, interesting, challenging story, but to be able to tell the story to a much wider audience.
So our project Dig the Castle was part of a sort of heritage regeneration scheme for Great Torrington. It's part of a heritage trail and an information hub website, and the project was kind of the linchpin big community experience for everybody. And so it's a community excavation on the site of a Norman Motte and Bailey castle, We had 168 registered adult volunteers and 150 local primary school children. So yeah, so 2.5 weeks, hundreds of people on site, really, really exciting. So we saw some really positive impacts. We saw kids deciding that they were going to go on to do their A-levels. We've got lots of little ones that want to be archaeologists now as well, which is really great. I think the excitement that it's caused in the community and the fact that we've been able to turn this concept of history, heritage and archaeology around from being a burden, something to be worried about if you had a listed building, for example, which obviously in this little historic community, there's a lot that are, and turn it into a positive, turn it into something that people collectively see as regeneration. So there's now a lot of heritage projects going on in the town. So people are really energized about history and archaeology and really excited about it and what it can do for their town. As a way to sort of get the economy going.
Our project is called Digging for Earlstoke, and Earlstoke is a HMP prison in the north of Wiltshire. It's a Category C men's prison, and we've been working in there for about 20 months so far, working alongside the men, getting them involved in every single step of the archaeological process. So we did a dig in the grounds of the prison, which was fantastic. But what's important about our project is that we did everything with the men prior to the dig and everything with the men after the dig. If the men can do something in this project, then they absolutely will. And they absolutely have. They've done everything. We found some amazing Mesolithic flints, which was absolutely fantastic. So we did finds washing with them, finds recording. We got our illustrator Nancy in. She showed them how to do finds illustration. That led on to a big art project. They've written an article for the British Archaeology magazine. These guys have done a lot and still continue now to do a lot. So it has improved well-being because it's got the men doing something different to their routine. It's given them a purpose. It's given them a reason to get out of their cells every morning. It's given them a focus, something to look forward to, because they were eager and hungry to learn, and they really grasped the opportunity that we presented them with. I think it's been an amazing opportunity for the fellas that have been involved in it, and one that I don't think that they'll forget in a hurry, and certainly one that my colleagues and I who've been involved in the project, we will not forget about it for a very long time either.
Well, Pendinis, this is a very loose translation, but it kind of means big citadel. It's a massive hill fort. It's one of the biggest in Wales, and it looms up between Aberystwyth and the next community along south, which is Penparcau. And the objective of the project really was to answer the community's questions about what was the hill fort for, who built it, when, what was life like there, and what can we encourage more people to visit it? Can we bring income into the community through tourism? Can we make it more accessible to everybody? So that was the basis of the project, and it consisted effectively of 2 seasons of excavation, and in between 18 months of work with the local community, work with schools, work with lectures, art projects, constant, non-stop for 18 months. We had an audit done as a result of the project that showed that many of the people who'd taken part were suffering from health issues. And wonderfully, the audit showed that those people had gained substantially in terms of their happiness and contentment with life. And when they were asked why, we were told that, first of all, it was the companionship, it was the working out in the open air, but most important of all, it was learning new skills, and it was the feeling of contributing, making a worthwhile contribution to a worthwhile project.